Welcome to Silver and Black Films presents Will the Pass Defense Improve Enough?
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
So good to be back. My apologies for last week as I had to get my computer fixed. Anyways, at 5-4, now facing the easy part of their schedule, the Oakland Raiders are in good shape. The offense has risen into one of the more explosive units in the NFL, and the defense is in the top 10 against the run. The pass defense, well, the Raiders are ranked number 30 against the pass, but they showed improvement against it when they played against Phillip Rivers and the LA Chargers last Thursday. In their previous 8 games, the Raiders gave up 312 yards passing per game and only had 4 interceptions. Then they faced Rivers and only gave up 207 passing yards and picked them off 3 times. The coverage wasn't exactly like having Lester Hayes and Mike Haynes back there again, but it was much improved. The pass rush wasn't like having Greg Townsend and Howie Long back there again either, but they did have a season-high 5 sacks. And now, that defense has a lot of injuries and new players coming in. So the question is, can they improve enough in time to make a playoff push? 2018 sack leader Maurice Hurst came alive in Week 5 against the Chicago Bears. He forced an interception, but it was wiped away by a bogus roughing passer penalty. But no problem, he would go on to sack the quarterback twice in that game. And this one would be through a triple team. But for some reason, his snaps would go down soon thereafter. But he would still manage to get a pressure here and there. This one definitely should have been a sack. Then he shows up against the Chargers and puts constant pressure in the quarterback's face and gets a half a sack. It would really help the Raiders for Hurst to continue to play the way he played that night. Fellow 3 technique P.J. Hall started the season okay as he was disruptive to the pocket. He even got a half a sack in Week 2 against the Kansas City Chiefs. Almost gets there on Kirk Cousins of the Minnesota Vikings that time. And he got to disrupt Jacoby Brissett of the Indianapolis Colts a little bit. Here he forces an errant throw by Matthew Stafford of the Detroit Lions. Here, he's going to finally get a sack all to himself. He's already improved on his 0 sacks last year with 1.5 so far this year. I want to see Hall and Hurst together more. Defensive end Benson Mayo has been a journeyman throughout his career, but now he's sacking the quarterback. He's leading the Raiders with 7 sacks so far this year. He's tied for number 11 in the NFL right now and has 1.5 more than Khalil Mack. Sorry, I had to do that. I think it's safe to say defensive line coach Brenston Buckner has had a profound effect on him. There's nothing dynamic, it's just hand placement and relentlessness. And yes, he had one of those 5 sacks against the Chargers. 4th round pick Max Crosby first made us notice him in week 4 against the Colts. He had a few pressures and a couple of bat downs in the game. Then the next week against the Chicago Bears, he got his first sack. Then he did it again after the bye week against the Green Bay Packers. Between times, he racked up pressures and quarterback hits. Then against the Chargers, he put more pressure on the quarterback. It was his pressure that forced the interception to win the game for the Raiders. Things looked pretty good for number 4 overall pick Cleveland Ferrell right away as he got a sack in his first game. But things would slow down to a screeching halt, leading many to wonder about him. Then he started putting that heat on Stafford in week 10. One of his 4 pressures in that game helped seal it for the Raiders. Then against the Chargers, he went off with 2.5 sacks. He's finally starting to resemble the guy I saw at Clemson. Look at the hands here. As talented as Ferrell is, he only figures to get better. The Raiders now have another reclamation project in 2013 number 3 overall Deion Jordan. And his superstar skill set didn't go anywhere. He just has to stay off the drugs. He has speed, power, length, hands, everything. Look at this and tell me he doesn't look a lot like Mac here. Oh! Oh, slides right off. Look at the hands. A tight end? Really? Stop playing. He only played 5 games and had 4 sacks in 2017. This is a good addition if he can stay out that stuff. With Vontaze Burfict suspended, Nicholas Morrow has been the Raiders' best linebacker against the pass. His speed makes him really good at blitzing in that A-gap. He's good in zone coverage. Oh! In man coverage, he has his bad days and his good days. So the Raiders brought in Will Compton, who's good in zone coverage, and also good in man coverage. Watch him back out of that blitz and run with Jimmy Graham here. That speed is good for putting heat on the quarterback too. Oh! He fits that double A gap scheme perfectly. He's even shown into Raider Nation a little bit. Now we move on to the secondary, where cornerback Trayvon Mullen had to learn at the beginning of the season. Okay, maybe he's still learning, but that's better than what Garyon Conley was doing. Watch out, because he's starting to jump routes. Here he's following his man in motion. And those are going to start turning into interceptions soon. And we're going to see more passes defense from the 2019 second round pick. Cornerback Nevin Lawson showed us he has skills this preseason. And one of those skills is covering the slot. He even gave DeAndre Hopkins some work in the slot. He actually held his own against the all-world receiver. He just needs to be a little less handsy with receivers so he doesn't draw too many flags. He just might be an upgrade from injured LaMarcus Joyner in the slot. The Raiders had plans on transitioning cornerback Daryl Worley into a strong safety. With his size, he can cover opposing tight ends. But the trade of Garyon Conley left the Raiders less bodies at cornerback, so it looks like he's going to have to stay there. When it comes to short to intermediate routes, Worley's money. My only concern with him is defending the deep ball. But you gotta love a guy that can make an interception like this. How much time Worley spends at strong safety depends on how cornerback Isaiah Johnson comes around. The 4th round pick is a former receiver, so he can read routes. And the 6'2", 210-pounder has blazing speed, so he'll be hard to beat deep. He's going to show that makeup speed here. It's too bad he got hurt on this play in the preseason, but I'm looking forward to see what he can do now that he's healthy. Not long ago, safety Eric Harris couldn't cover tight ends one-on-one. He wasn't too good on the back end either. But he can play robber and jump routes for interceptions. And now he can still do that. he can cover tight ends one-on-one now. He's good on the back end now too. Oh yeah, and he can hit a little bit too. Oh. It was tough to see Carl Joseph go down with an injury, but DJ Swearinger, whom the Raiders just got in free agency, is a player. He can cover the back end. He can blitz. And he can cover man and zone. He can just straight up disrupt the passing game, period. The Raiders' pass rush is coming along. These days, they're bringing heat from inside and outside. And pretty soon, these missed opportunities will be interceptions. Speaking of which, these interceptions are already starting to roll in, as they have 4 interceptions in their first 8 games and 3 in their last game. If they can keep this up, we're talking playoffs. Thank you for watching and see you next week.